Hello, this is Ivan Brenes, and today we will be looking at the Python chat program. Let's jump in. Start getting into the chat server. First, let's create our PowerShell. Let's create 3 instances of this PowerShell right now. And one last one over here. So then, before a client can actually communicate with the server must first exist in order to receive any incoming threads that might be sending packets along the way.
You got the goods? Yeah, I got the goods. Thanks.
So let's do that. Python. The file name was chatserver.py. So now it is waiting for a connection, a TCP connection, mind you. So let's add that. Main.py, Python, whoops. Main. Oh, gotta include the pie. That slice of pie is the most important part. Alright, so let us connect to the chat application as 2 different users. So notice over here that it's waiting for a client to establish connection. It's listening for any incoming connections that will connect to the chat server. So for example, let's enter our localhost on our port 13,100. And let's connect through here as well, localhost 13,100. We are not registered in this server. So in this window, in this specific window to the left, let us create our own username. So /user ibren003 with our password and a name. Pass. Here we go. Now let's create another name. Renus. Let's do that backwards. ENERV. Set our password. Let's do it in backwards. Alright, so now we have 2 different branches that we could take. We could take the branch of typing in a username, or we could just enter our own name and let it handle the first letter of our first name and the first 4 letters of our last name. That's pretty nice. So let's join the channel. So now these 2 users can interact with each other. Hello. Hi. So it's time to answer some questions. So the gist is of how it works is that the server is looking for any incoming threads, any incoming TCP threads through sockets that is also a thread by itself in order to establish a communication, so it can always continuously update along with checking for messages and updating messages while those 2 processes work in parallel with each other. The second question is, so what features were missing? So some of the features, I've checked through the code and I tested some other features, such as Nick2. See, it changed my nick there. I haven't noticed that any of the other features were missing. So let me look through the list of available commands. Something such as who is me, for example. There's all my information on this following who is statement. I could type myself as being away in this one. And there's a variety of other commands that are there. From what I've seen, there's not really anything that's really absent, except for a majority of the extra credit commands. Some of the commands that are inside the program include an admin, include a user list, and error messages, and a function called squit. Admin, for one, is kind of special in the fact that you don't really type in the command admin. I mean, you say it, but it doesn't do any functionality. Becoming an admin is actually part of the user object, where it's a property that identifies if a user is an admin or not, and it is actually inside some of the configuration files. What did I like? Well, I like how it's kind of straightforward, almost. More so in the mindset of a computer science student, where we first establish our server and we establish our client-side programs, where we connect to the server and send messages to each other. But for a regular user, this might be a bit much to work with. I believe I could accomplish something like this given enough time and given enough sources to go through Python and to study up on how Python does its version of socket programming in order to establish a server and establish a client-side connection so that the chat program can work. Again, time, I feel like I'm going to need a lot of time to really delve into how to establish these connections together, but I think it'll be worthwhile in the end.